Good morning, guys. How are you? Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are back. It is Wednesday. Y'all know I say this every week, but I really can't believe how quickly it comes back. Like, I feel like I just said, I'll see y'all next Wednesday. And then here we are at the next Wednesday. But it's all good. It's cool. We are back. And I hope that I am finding you guys in a awesome space. I hope that I am finding you ready to go to work, getting ready for work, ready to stay home, ready to be with your kids, ready to run your errands, ready to start working if you work from home, whatever it may be, getting ready for the meeting that you have, whatever it is. I hope that I'm finding you ready to tackle the day and ready to really get moving and get started. But again, before I get started, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and pray because, like I was saying before, and usually I'll get started and then I gotta stop and then I'll pray. So we're gonna go ahead and do this in the beginning. All right. Dear Lord, thank you for everything that you've done for us today and every day. Thank you for just being here. Thank you for being a consistent presence in our lives. Thank you for having our backs, our sides, our fronts. Thank you for just having us covered. Lord, thank you for covering our families. Thank you for covering our households. Thank you for covering just our cars as we go to and from wherever it is that we need to go. Thank you for allowing us to be able to trust you and to place our trust in you. And Lord, I just ask that today and every day, it's where you help us in strengthening that trust and faith in you and just pulling back memories of when you were faithful. And that's literally every single day, pulling out moments of how you are trustworthy and how you are faithful and how you've always shown up and showed out in our lives. Lord, allow us to start remembering those things and pulling those back when the time comes that we need to step out and step in faith. Lord, I just ask that you just be with us, to strengthen us, and also to strengthen our ear and our minds towards you, and just trying to discern your voice over our voice, over the enemy's voice, over everyone else's voice, over the programs that we're currently operating on, Lord. Allow us to strengthen that discernment and the wisdom that is needed to navigate through our daily lives and really proceed in our calling. And Lord, I just ask that you be with us. I know it is definitely a journey, and there are many people who are traveling with me on this journey, and it can sometimes be tiring. It can sometimes be exhausting. It can sometimes test our everything. Lord, so I just ask that you just be with us. And I know that you are. And I appreciate your grace. I appreciate your mercy, Lord. It's not a day that goes by that I can't say that we don't need it, or we do. And you consistently show it. And thank you for your compassion. Thank you for your love and just being an example for us, and just treating us the way that we should one treat ourselves, and further to treat others, Lord. So just allow us to take heed to your example. And allow you to give to us, Lord, and stop blocking it, thinking that we're not worthy and thinking that we're not deserving of it. Lord, allow us to allow you to take care of us, Lord, and just step out of the way and allow you to work and allow you to do the things that you want to do so desperately in our lives, Lord. So I just ask that you just be here, as I know that you are, and just be a consistent presence in my life, in my home, in everyone who's watching. I mean, their lives, their their families' lives, their households, or just be there and just show up in their workplaces, wherever it is that they're traveling to today, wherever it is that they'll be tomorrow, Lord. I just ask that you just be there. So again, move me out the way, Lord. I really just give up control. I surrender to you. And I just want you to move through me and just be a mouthpiece, Lord, and just allow me to just be an observer. Lord, teach me as I am talking. Lord, thank you. Amen. All right. So let me close this out. And I'm going to do this. So let's just say, okay, I was having a conversation with my husband, right? And I know first of all, I did not pray for the internet to do its thing. So, Lord, can you help out with the internet and make sure that everything runs smoothly? Because one thing that's been going on is it hasn't been, and I don't know what's going on. I said this last week, but I don't know. It's still giving me problems. It's giving me problems even when I'm not on here. So it's gonna work today. That's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna work today. So I was talking to my husband, and what I was about to say is that I know I say that a lot. I was having a conversation with my husband. I was talking to my husband. I was this with my husband. We talk about everything, y'all. So y'all gonna keep hearing about him and how we talk in our conversations. But we talk about everything. There is like no topic that's off limits with us. And it's literally whatever is on our mind, we say, and we talk about it. We talk about it and we explore it. And stimulate ideas from each other. It's good for me and it's good for him. So a lot of the things that I talk about, a lot of the topics that I have, whether it's here or whether it's just on my YouTube channel or whether it is a video that I'm posting on social media, like usually those things, the topics come from our conversations. And then it's just like God will give me the words to what I'm supposed to be saying with regard to that topic. But the topics come from us most of the time. It comes from us talking. So I was talking to him the other day, and one of the things that he was saying is that, and it really stood out to me. He was like, I know, it's like, I know that he can, and I know that he can. I know that he can do it, but I'm just not sure if he'll do it for me. And that stood out to me. And because how many of y'all have been there? I know I have, of where I've seen it. I've seen it happen. I've seen it in the Bible. I've read about it in the Bible. I've seen these people, and I've seen miracles performed. I've seen it outside of the Bible. I've seen it in other people's lives. I've seen it in my life, right? I've seen things happen. I've seen God come through. I've seen the impossible occur. But sometimes when it comes to like applying, even if it's happened before, when it comes to applying in my life at this point right now, it is, it's like I doubt sometimes. And I'm wondering, well, is he going to come through? Like, I know that he can. And that's the same thing. I know that he can, but will he in this moment? And one of the things that really hold me back and make me question it when I do is that I'm always wondering, and you guys know that the struggle with enough for me is real. So I'm always wondering, well, is he going to do it in this circumstance right now? Because am I doing all the right things? Am I doing every single thing that he wants to be done? And am I doing all of the things that are necessary. And most of the time, honey, I'm gonna tell you, even now to today, like I can't say that I'm doing every single thing right. Every single thing that I am supposed to be doing, right? Or that I've been told to do. Like the I'm hitting all of the marks. I can't say that I am. And it's like, y'all gotta understand the enemy is just really crafty and really knows what he's doing when it comes to that and knows the weak points. And this is why I stress just knowing your weaknesses, right? We know our strengths, we know the things that we're good at, we know the things that we're excelling at or can excel at. That's great. That's great. We want to work on those and we want to hone those skills, but we also want to know where we're weak at, because those are the points that he comes in and we're just like, look, those little silent jabs that really hurt, but those ones that you can't really see and they just come and they just, whoa, like, yo, it just pushes you back. Those are the things that happen when you don't know what it is that you're struggling with. So, or that you're weak in. So when I know that my weak point is enough, so those things start coming up and I start getting anxiety because I'm wondering, am I doing enough? That's like a trigger for me. That is my key to turn it like, wait, hold up, give it. Like you're doing too much right now. You're doing too much. Let it go. Let it go. So we need to start knowing our triggers of when we are falling back into our weaknesses or when they're revealing themselves. So I can't say at this moment that I'm doing every single thing. And honestly, like I was saying, I can't I mean, I don't know. There are some times that I know, I should be doing this or I can't be doing this, I can't be doing that. And it's just like sometimes I just don't. Sometimes I fall short. Sometimes I make mistakes. Sometimes I'm just not feeling it. I don't know. So so allowing those things to come in and now if I fall into into that weakness, right? And I allow that thing to now make me doubt and make me think that I am not deserving of what it is that God has for me, or I am not worthy of it because I'm not doing every single thing right. We got to understand that God knows that. He knows that sometimes you're going to fall short. Sometimes you aren't going to feel like it. Sometimes you aren't going to be in the mood. Sometimes you're not going to. But this is when we talked about this before of just getting right back on that train, right? Getting right back on. He knows that you're going to fall off sometimes. And like I said, it's not where the train just keeps going. He don't leave you. He doesn't leave you. What he has for you is on the train. He's taking you to the destination. So he's just going to wait for you. He's going to wait and he waits patiently. So we can't allow that to just take us back and just saying, okay, well that I'm not deserving of it. I'm not worthy of this thing that God has for me, because you are. You are. And one of the things, so uh we had a family friend come into town, was it this past week. And one of the things that he said to me was that, look, you know what God's job is. He is your father. His job is to take care of you. And for some reason that really stood out to me, because I don't know if I don't know if it's because I didn't think of it that way, or what. Like I guess I would say, yes, he's my father. It's like, that's why we're talked about as children in the Bible. This is what we are supposed to be. This is what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to lean on him. But actually putting it into words that is his job, is to take care of us, just like my job is to take care of my children, right? And to guide them and to lead them. This is his job. And I just want to remind you to let him do his job. Because sometimes we want to take it from him. Sometimes it is where we are asking for things, and it is where it's where I'm asking for something, right? Say I am asking for a job. I'm asking for a job. Lord, like, can you please just open the door for this job, right? And the moment that leaves my lips, then I go and I finish praying, and then I'm sitting here like, oh, how am I gonna get this job? When is this job gonna come through? Oh my goodness. I need I need the money. I need some funds. I need, like, we got this to pay for. And this is what happens. And we literally take take his job away from him. If we're asking for a certain amount of money, right? We ask for $10,000. We're asking for $10,000. And then the moment it leaves our lips, then we're sitting here Googling all the side hustles that we can do, anything that we can do to bring in money to be able to get to our $10,000 mark. And my thing is that if God didn't tell you to do a certain thing outside of what you are already doing, why do you then reach out to try and do that? Why is it where you're asking for something, but then once you ask for something, you're worried about it, how it's going to happen? Why? And this is why, because you believe that he can do it. That is why you brought it to him, but you aren't sure that he will do it and show up in your life. But I want you to reel that back in, and I want you to take it back. And I want it to be where we start putting ourselves in the position of, okay, I asked for it, it's already done. This is something that is going to happen. And so I want you to start carrying yourself as if God came down and said, oh, you asked for a job? Well, honey, look, the job is already there. I got your job. Okay. And I know that if if God actually appeared and made himself, here and like, okay, I'm showing myself to you and actually told you that these things were going to happen, I promise you that you would be carrying yourself in a different manner. If you knew for sure, if the writing was on the wall, right? And he promised that to you face to face and said, yup, you can trust me. This is going to happen. That $10,000 that you asked for is on its way. Okay, so start preparing for it. You will start preparing for it. Whatever it is that you asked him for, whatever reason you asked him for. So if you asked him for $10,000 because you got to pay your mortgage, or because you want to get some clothes, or it's because you want to get some, whatever it is that you're asking him, whatever reason it is behind why you're asking him, you would start moving that direction as if it already happened. So if you wanted some clothes, right, if that's the reason why you were asking him for that, you wanted some clothes, guess what would be happening? You would be shopping for them clothes. Just because you don't have the money in your bank account doesn't matter, but you would be picking out exactly what it is that you want because you know it's on its way. If you're asking him for a trip because you want to go somewhere, you want to explore, you want to go to a conference, whatever it may be, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be sitting there looking at, okay, the conference is here, it's in Miami. All right, so now where am I going to stay? Oh, I'm going to stay here because this thing is nice. Oh yeah. Okay, so what kind of car do I want to drive? You would be looking at all those things. You would be making plans as if it was set in stone, as if your check was on the way. Like at any time I can go out to my mailbox and my check is there. So if it's where you were promised a job, then what would be happening if you got fired from a job? You wouldn't be stressing out trying to figure out, oh my goodness, When am I going to get a job? How is this going to happen? Oh my gosh, I'm dipping into my savings. I don't want to dip into my savings. What if my savings just doesn't, like, what if I use everything? What if this happens? What if that happens? You wouldn't be there. What would be happening is that, okay, I got let go of this job, and I know that something else is coming. It's already been promised. I know that something else better is coming. I know that I'm going to be getting money in this position. So I know that I'm going to be taken care of in the midst. So while I have this time period of no job, unless I'm led to do something different, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my applications in. I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to stress over it. I'm not going to worry over it. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh my gosh, they haven't called me yet. Did they even get it yet? Oh my gosh, why is this taking so long? What I'm not going to do is that. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to spend my time. I'm going to apply for my job. I'm going to put in for these positions. I'm going to go on interviews. But what I'm going to do in the meantime is I'm going to relax. I'm going to enjoy this time that I have with my family, with myself, with whoever it is that you have time to spend it with because you don't have a job right now. A lot of times, and even my father told me this, the when I don't know when he told me. It was a while ago, right? And he had gotten let go from from his job. So from his primary job, I don't think at that time he was working at any other job. So main source of income, right? He got a whole family, and he was let go from his position, and he stressed. Uh Oh, great. We're gonna put that on display. So he stressed the entire time that he got let go to the time that he got another job. And what he did was, like, he's putting in applications and he's doing exactly what I said that we're not going to do, right? And so he was stressing about it. He was worried about it. It was like eating him up. You know how it is when you stress and you're worried. You can like, sometimes it takes away from your appetite. It takes away from your joy. It takes away from your happiness. You're definitely not ever in the moment when you are worried and when you're fearful about something or you're stressed about something. You're living in that. So you're missing the moments that are actually happening in front of your face are passing you by because you're worried about something in the future and you're worried about something in the past. So this is where he was, and this is where he lived for an entire month. And then another job came, and it was actually better than his previous job. And one of the things that he had told me was that, man, I wish I just trusted. I wish I just allowed it to be. There was so much that I could have been doing in those moments. Like, he was like, I could have been taking y'all somewhere. We could have traveled together. We could have like he had a whole month of vacation, basically, right? That's a whole month that he was taken care of. There's a whole month that he didn't have to worry. A whole month that he could have been happy. A whole month that he didn't have to be stressed. But he allowed himself to rob himself of the pleasure that was right there in front of him. And I posted about this the other day, is that a lot of the things that we want, a lot of the things that we're asking for, if we're asking for joy, we're asking for peace, we're asking for happiness, these things are there. Like, it doesn't matter about your situation. You can choose to have peace. You can choose to not be stressed. You can choose to not be worried. You can choose to have joy. You can choose to not be to be happy. That's up to you. It is not based on your circumstance. Your circumstance has nothing to do with it at all. It is an internal choice that you can make, that you decide. These things are here, just like with my father. All of those things were right there in front of his face. But what he was doing is that, no, I can't have that today because I got some worries. I've got some things that have to be taken care of. I've got this to do. And what could he do? And this is the thing, like, when we're in those positions and we're stressing about it and we're worried about it, what is it that you can do? What is it that you can do? When you lose your job, what more can you do other than seeking another job? Okay, so I lost this one. I have experience. I know I would want to do this. So now I'm going to apply for these jobs. What more can you do? What more can you do? But yet we choose to worry about it. We choose to stress about it. And that adds nothing. It says it in the Bible. It doesn't add one day to your life. It does nothing in the grand scheme of it. But we fester over it and we think that that's supposed to do something. And it doesn't do anything but pull us further down into this mud of not feeling good, of discontentment. That is not going to bring us any closer to what it is that we actually want. And I was listening to a program yesterday because I told y'all the other week, I think I did, that my mind, I have noticed that my mind goes, it's just like going. It's just going. And I don't like that. I don't like it when I don't have control over my mind. I don't like it where I'm sitting down and I'm being still and my mind is just boom, 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 boom. I don't like it when I'm praying and my mind is just all over the place. And it's done that. And it's because I haven't really been practicing with it. So I've let that go. I had gotten to a point where I could have silence. And then I kind of eased up on it. And what happened is it came right back. And it's like, oh, okay. It's everywhere. And that right there, just like I said about triggers, that triggers me to like, okay, we need to get back to practicing. We need to go back to where we were and start. I mean, we may have to start from zero, and it's okay. It's all right. We're gonna start from the ground and work our way up. So I was listening to this program, and it's about mind power. So I was listening to this program, and he had said one of the things that he kept repeating is that our thoughts are forces. And so I want you to really understand that as well, is that your thoughts are forces, and those forces can either they pull things to it. Okay. So think of it like a magnet. Your thoughts are magnets. So when you're allowing yourself to get into this stream of discontentment, right? If we're getting into a stream or we're catching the tide, right? And what happens is that you're going to end up going with it, right? You can fight against it, but you're going to end up going with it. So if you're getting in the stream of discontentment, what is happening is that you're thinking these thoughts. You are allowing yourself to be stressed. You're allowing yourself to be worried. You're thinking about what if in the most negative way possible, right? That's usually when the what ifs come. Is what if this does not work out? What if the worst happens? This is where we go. So if we're going down that stream, what is happening is those thoughts are forces and they act as magnets. So what happens is that they bring forth other thoughts that are similar. So if you notice that when you get into those moods or you get into those those things or whatever it is where you're stressed or you're just moody or you're not feeling well, you're like you're just out of it for the day, you're off for that day. What usually happens is that you kind of get deeper into it. It's like, unless you get yourself out of it, you get deeper and you feel worse. But that is because your thoughts are magnets. And so it's bringing forward to you more of those same thoughts. And when you're doing that, when you're bringing yourself more of those same thoughts, you get deeper into what it is that you don't want to get deeper into. And what happens is that, what do we say? Your thoughts become your actions. And then your actions are now creating your reality. This is what happens. So we've got to really be careful and understand what is going through our minds. And this is why I emphasize, and I will again emphasize about the triggers. We've got to know, wait a minute, I am about to fall into this. And so I'm going to give my back. You know, what happens is that when you have a stream, right, and you can sit there and put your toe in it, you can even put your leg in it, right? And you just feel the water just brushing up against you. And you can decide to take it right back out. Be like, no, no, thank you. I don't want to do that. But when you immerse your whole body in it, right, it's kind of hard if the stream is going this way, right? It's kind of hard to now go this way and go and move against the stream when you're knee deep, when you're already in it, when you can't touch the ground, when your whole body is immersed in it. It's hard to fight against it. So we've got to understand when we are putting our toes in it, right? Even if it gets down to the leg, you got to know, wait a minute, I feel it. Let me pull it back out and get ourselves out of it. So I can't stress to you enough. We are robbing ourselves of pleasure, of the great life that God intends for us to have when we are in those places which we don't need to be. I understand that that, and I will put this in quotation marks, bad things happen, because the thing is that even though things happen that are seemingly bad because they feel bad, right? They don't feel good. When things happen that are against what it is that we would want to happen, it never feels good. It's like pain, right? It rubs us the wrong way. It makes us uncomfortable. It makes us sad. It makes us disappointed, whatever it may be. So that's why I put quotations in bad, because even though it's painful, even though those things happen that we don't want it to be, what is the thing that we can say is that everything is working out for my good, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how much it is, we are in a position where we don't want this thing to happen. That's one of the things that we can fall back on, is that it is happening for my good. It's happening for my good. So it's seemingly bad, but it's happening for you, not to you. So when those things happen, we have a choice. We have a choice, and we know that we can pick up peace. We know that we can still pick up joy. We know that we can pick up happiness even in the midst of these things happening. We don't have to fall into it. We don't have to get fully immersed in the stream. We can get out of it. We don't even have to be there in the first place. So when these things are happening and when we're asking for something, what I want us to start doing is preparing as if it is going to happen. And when we find ourselves going back, remind yourself that it is going to happen, that this is what it is. So when you're asking for whatever it is that you've asked for, whatever it is that you've laid out, whatever desire it is that you're now speaking and you are asking for, then leave yourself open of where, okay, Lord, I'm asking for this thing. And I want it to be where you communicate to me, right? About whatever it is, wherever I'm supposed to go. If I'm supposed to go somewhere, let me know. If I'm supposed to do something, let me know. If I'm supposed to call somebody, let me know. Give me a tap on the shoulder. I'm here. I'm readily available to you. And that's why we talked about it before, about cultivating that relationship, because it's key. It is key, because that communication needs to be there. Because if you're asking for something, if you're asking him to do something or move mountains in your life, and then you just close down that communication, just like, okay, you got it, right? Do it. And then you go about your own way in your own business, and you don't leave the door of communication open, and you're not making yourself available to where we can converse and we can have conversation and we can communicate to each other, and I can get guidance and I can receive downloads and I can see what it is that I'm supposed to be doing, then how do you expect for this thing to happen? It takes work from you, right? And everything that we've seen, it still took work for the people. Even when it comes to those people who were reaching out for Jesus to heal them, right? What did I say they had to do? They reached out. And then not only that, they had to believe, they had to have the faith that backed it. That is one of the things that he would always say, is that by your faith you are healed. Oh, because of your faith, this is what happened. Oh, ye of little faith. He would always point back to your faith. So you asking and then now closing the door and saying, okay, well, now I'm not going to make myself available. Now I'm not going to. What that is showing is that you lack faith. You making yourself available and saying, okay, well, Lord, I'm here. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm going to be checking in on you. I'm going to be saying, hey, Lord, just thank you. I'm just grateful for this. I'm just, bringing to awareness the things that you are grateful for, and then checking in. Hey, let me know I'm here and ready. Is there anybody that you want me to give to? Is there anybody that you want me to just check in on? Is there anybody that you just want me to reach out to? I'm here. Let me know. I'm your servant. Let me know what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. When you do that and you open those doors, this is how you show faith, and you move in the direction of what it is that you are asking for, as if it is already happening. So if you're asking for your business to be, I don't know, for you to be business of the year, or for you to bring in a certain amount this year, for you to touch, to bring in 50 clients in this month, right? You're asking for 50 clients this month. So now, once you've asked, what do? We're asking, hey, I'm asking for these 50 clients, and I know that you got this handle. I know that those 50 clients are already there, but is there anything that I can do to support you in what it is that you're doing in my life? And I made a post about this too, of supporting, not forcing, right? Not forcing this thing to happen. Because like I said, the moment that these things leave our lips, if we're asking for 50 clients this month, what do we tend to do? We leave that prayer point, and then we go and we're like, okay, let me get this marketing down, because I got to get these 50 clients, and I got to do this. And what else can maybe I can hit the streets, right? And I can be passing out my business card, and I can be sitting here doing this, and I can be sitting here like, I got to make some phone calls. And it's like, well, when is God supposed to show up? When is he supposed to do his thing? We've got to recognize and realize that his job is to take care of us, right? And one of the things that I am working on, and I think I've said this before, is receiving with ease. So when we sit there and say, I want 50 clients this year. I mean, not this year, not 50 clients this year, 50 clients this month, right? I want 50 clients this month, and I believe that you're going to do it. I believe that you're going to show me what to do. I believe that you already got these people out there. And then we're now taking it into our hands, and we're forcing the thing to happen. We're pushing for that thing to happen without receiving that guidance. You just took away what it is that you just gave. You gave it, and then you took it right back. So instead of allowing God to show you that he wants to give to you, that you don't always have to force things. You don't always have to push for things. You don't always have to hustle for things. You don't always have to grind for things. You don't always have to sacrifice for things. You don't always have to work your fingers to the bone for things. Instead of allowing him to show you that, you are now taking and say, no, yes, I do have to do this. So yes, I have to do these things. But this is why I'm asking you to do things a little bit different, of where now I'm opening myself up to you, to your guidance. And you know what? That is a part of surrendering. And you will be surprised if you're not already doing this. If you start, and when you start this practice, how much resistance you actually have in just receiving and just sitting still and asking for something, and not now running on the pavement trying to make it happen and just expecting it to happen because I've asked for it. I've asked, and I know that it's going to come. And until I get word that I'm supposed to be doing something other than what I am doing already, I'm not going to do it. That takes so much strength. That takes so much willpower. And you'll see the resistance that's in you that just wants to, like, no, I'm not doing enough. I mean, I asked for something, so I got to back it up. Like, I got to work for it. I got to do this. But sometimes it's where your work is actually in being still. Your work is actually in making yourself available. Your work doesn't look the way that you would think it would be. So if you're asking for 50 clients this month, you may be thinking that, like I said, you're out there and you're passing out business cards, or you're ramping up your marketing, or you're doing this and that and the other. When God is like, no, actually your work is you calling and checking on a friend that's going through something and you don't even know. I'm going to lead you to talk to them. I'm going to lead you to donate money here. I'm going to lead you to do this here. That looks absolutely nothing like what it is that you asked for. How in the world is donating money to this person or to this charity or to this church or whatever it is that you're led to do? How is this going to bring these 50 clients any closer? How is calling my friend and checking up on him or her going to bring these 50 clients any closer? And you start questioning those things. And you're like, man, God ain't really hear me. I don't know if he's really gonna come through. And you start doubting, you start worrying, you start stressing. And because of that, you start pushing, you start forcing. And you're like, okay, no, I am gonna ramp up my marketing because look, it's halfway through the month and I don't have but 2 clients. How I'm going to get 50 by the end? I got to do this. I got to do this. You take it back in your hands. When if you would have just followed and you would have done the things that he was telling you to do, it's right there. He's leading you to the things, even though it doesn't look like how you want it to look. He's leading you in the direction of where you need to go. And what is he going to do? He's going to be your father and he's going to give it. Well done. This is what you get. You've opened yourself up to me. You followed in my direction. You've done the things, even though it doesn't look like how you thought it should look, even though it's going against what you see everybody else telling you to do, even though it's going against every single book that you've read about business. Don't nobody say that in a business book. That you're supposed to be calling and checking on your friends, that you're supposed to be donating. No. If you want clients, then what do they say you do? You sit there, you pass out your business card. You go to your family and friends. You're calling different people. You're doing all this stuff. You work, you grind, you hustle. But the thing is that you can do that. And I was told that you can do the grind and you can do the hustle. If you want to do that, then you can do that. You can have it the hard way, or you can have it the easy way. You can have it where it's flow. You can have it where it's ease. You can have it where it comes to you rather than you running to meet it. You ain't got to run to meet nothing. All you have to do is play your position and play your part, and you make yourself available and open for where God is leading you, and for you to demonstrate faith and trust in knowing that he's going to lead you in the places that you need to go. And if he's not leading you and if he's not saying anything, then guess what? Your only job is to remain still. That is it. You do not move. You do not lift a finger. You do not do anything. It doesn't matter what everybody else is telling you. I don't care if your own wife or your spouse is whispering in your ear like, you are tripping. What are you doing? You should be out here busting the pavement. If God ain't tell you to move, do not move. That is it. It is simple as this. And I'm telling you, this is what happens. I'm like telling you because I'm living it. I'm in it. I literally have had, and it's just crazy how this happens, is you go through this, you go through this journey, right? That I'm on. And I told y'all, I've been really honest with y'all. It's still, what is it, May 25th, right? It's May 25th. We almost in June. And I tell you this, I ain't made a dime. I ain't made a dime from what it is from my actual career or whatever you say, my job. I haven't made anything. I haven't made a cent. Nothing. Nothing at all. But in these moments, right? I have been told to remain still. Don't do anything. And you know how much I wanted to do something. You know how much I wanted to go out and pass out my business card. You know how much I wanted to post on social media about what I do and how I can service people to get more clients. You know how much I wanted to do different things, make those calls, whatever it is, because I'm uncomfortable. I've wanted to do it. But what have I been told? I've been told to be still. And in these moments, I have gotten job opportunities. I cannot tell you another time that people have actually sought me out and said, hey, you want this? There, I literally cannot, like every other job that I've had, it's been, now it may be where I know somebody and they mention it, and then that's how I get it. But I have yet to have it where I don't know the person and they just walk up to me and just like, look, hey, I checked out this and I really like your vibe. I really like what you stand for. Would you like to come work for us? Would you like to have this? I've gotten opportunity. Like it's been 3 or 4 different opportunities and they have been lucrative. They have been things that if I was just seeking money, I would have said, yes, I want that because I am very uncomfortable and I don't like dipping into my savings every single month. And I see my savings depleting itself. And I don't know if God is going to come through like he said he's going to come through. And how was this promise that my $1 million year was going to be this year? And it's May 25th and we're almost in June and ain't a dime come through. How in the world can $1 million come through and I'm not even doing? The thing is, the job that I've been doing for almost 4 years is now being told to me that it's being released in this season. So how am I releasing something and I don't have anything to go into, but yet that's supposed to be my $1 million year? That don't make no daggone sense. So I'm going to take that job. I'm going to take what it is that you're giving me because you know what? Actually, that's more than what I was making before. And these are the jobs that I've been offered. They've been more than what I've actually that I've made in my 4 years. But what have I been told? And I have sat there and I'm like, whoa, this looks good. This looks good. And so I go back and I'm like, Lord, what you think about this? And you're like, no, be still. And so I have had to turn down jobs when I'm in the midst of not having one, when I'm in the midst of going through our savings. I've had to sit there and say, no, thank you. I don't want it. Do you know how crazy that looks from the outside looking in? Tell me what books would tell me to do that. None. But this is why it's important for you to have that relationship with God yourself, cultivating that relationship, open for communication. You need this because if you're going to travel down this road, you have to be connected. You have to know, okay, this may look good. This is shiny. This could help my position. This could help me. This could really help me in my family right now. This could get me closer to where it is that I actually want to go in my mind. But it's not my mind. It's not my mind. It's not my thoughts. It's not my action. I don't want it to be any of me. I have been asked to be stripped. And so if you are in this and you are going through this path and you are taking this on, then I am telling you, this is why I am like, I don't even like if I could shout it from the rooftops, that relationship is so important. You want to be on the right path. You want to be moving in the right direction, even if it is directly against what other people would tell you, even if it's directly against what your coach is telling you, even if it's directly against what your mom is telling you, or your dad is telling you, or your friends are telling you. It doesn't matter. You know what you've been told. And if he has not told you to move, you stay your butt right there and you stay still, even through it being uncomfortable, even through you just like, yo, I want to get out of this. Because what do you think? I am going to be honest with you. Do you not think I want to get out of this? Do you not think I don't want to have to do this anymore? It every time, and one of the crazy things is that if y'all saw my what was it? It was January. Well, it was going into January 1st. I don't know what it was. The Wednesday before January 1st, right? Or it was the Wednesday, whatever. It was at the top of the year, right? And so my message was knowing your numbers, right? And so I was thinking, like more so of like being a better businesswoman, and that I needed to know my numbers in business, and I needed to be more, more focused on that, and just like knowing what's coming in, what's going out, and blah, 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 right? Little did I know that that was a message for like right now, right here, of knowing my numbers. And because one of the things that pain me is looking at our account and it's going down and I can't do anything about it. It's nothing that I am like, oh, okay. Normally, if I were looking at our account before, and it's just like, okay, cool. All right, well, that's what's happening. Okay, so if I do this, I do that, and then this will come in, and then I always had the answer for things to be replenished. Like it wasn't now. I don't. I ask, and that's it. Like I have to ask, and I have to wait. And before, it would be where I didn't ask. I would just do. I would just be like, okay, well, that means I got to sell more houses. That's cool. I'll go out and I'll do this. And it happened, right? And so I was doing this. I was relying on myself. But in this season, it's different. I am being taught to not rely on me, but to rely on him. And so that is something, when I'm looking at our bank account, it would bring me pain. So I had started of where I was like, do I really need to look at it today? I don't think so. I would avoid looking at our bank account. So it wasn't where I was aware of what is coming in and what is going out, because I'm just like, look, ain't nothing coming in. So what's the point? Why do I need to sit there and keep watching it go down? I don't want to. That's just bringing more pain to me. But this is the thing that I was told, and I'm going to tell you this, is that it's only pain if you receive it as pain. You are the one that is dictating that it is pain. So if I'm looking at it and I'm allowing myself to now feel pain, it's because I am now, what is it? I'm doubting that things are going to work, that we're going to be taken care of. I'm stressed. I'm worried. These things bring pain. So it is my decision. So my know your numbers was for me, that I am now looking at my account and I still need to know my numbers, even though it may not be where things are coming in right now. Okay, still know your numbers. Still know what it is that y'all are spending. Still know what's being taken out of your account. Still know those, get into the habit. I want you to face those things, because what it does is that when right now is bringing you pain. Right now you're fearful of it. So I want you to face that fear right in his face and say, okay, well, the bank account is going down, but it's all right. It's cool. It's cool. And I did that the other day. It's just like, all right. So I moved some more out of savings into our checking account, which is like, oh, all right, cool. Money's on its way. It's no problem. And that's just what it is. And looking at those fears and saying, look, you ain't got nothing on me. I'm good. And this is what I want y'all to do. So when you're facing those fears, when you're facing those worries, and you're sitting here thinking about, oh my gosh, I don't know if this is going to work out. And what if this doesn't work out? And what if this doesn't work? Face those things. Okay. If it doesn't work out, then what? Okay, if your savings gets depleted, then what? then what? Like, bring it all the way. Face those things. It is what it is. When you face it, it's not as bad as what it is. I don't know what is going on in our minds. Like, we blow things way out of proportion. But when you actually look at it, it's like, okay, so what? So what? Have I ever not had money before? Yes, I've been in that. Like, okay, and so what? I'm still here. I'm still here. I am still here. There is nothing that can break me. There is nothing that can now put me so far back that I am not now pursuing my purpose and pursuing my calling. There is nothing that can do that. And this is what I want y'all to, like, those fears and those worries and those stresses, the things that you're looking at, the things that you're worried at, they ain't got nothing on you. So put those things to the side and face it. Face it, put it to the side. That's what we got to do. So I'm gonna go through these because y'all were blowing me up, and I was I look, I felt chills. I felt chills while I was talking. I was like, "Woo, Lord!" I did ask before this, is that, Lord, look, I totally, as I always do, I want you to take the seat, right? And I just want to be used. But I was like, look, I need a word. I need you to teach me. I need you to talk to me. So I just want to be an observer. I want, as I'm talking, I want you to be talking to me. And so that's what happened. And so I got the chills. He was here. He's still here. So, but all for short, yes, we fall short. We fall short a lot. But we got to know that just because we fall short doesn't mean that we aren't worthy. Doesn't mean that we're not deserving. Doesn't mean that what you asked for isn't on its way, because it's still on its way. Now you just got to open up your hand. And that's the other thing that the friend that came last week had said. He was like, hold out your hand. He was like, close it. He was like, if I was trying to give you something, can you receive it? I was like, no. He's like, all right. We got to learn to open our hand and just like, look, I'm all the way open. In fact, not only do I have one hand open, I got both hands open. I'm ready to receive it because I know that you're gonna come through. So here you go, and just let me know what to do. I am literally just your servant. Okay. I don't even want no other job. You just give me direction. I ain't trying to figure this out. I don't know about y'all, but I am tired of trying to figure out everything. I have done it. I have been there, and I have been exhausted. I have been tired. I have been burnt out, and I ain't trying to go down that route anymore. I am done. I am done. Figuring out life is just like a whole headache in and of itself that I don't even have to deal with. So when I really realized I don't have to deal with that, and that's not something that I have to carry on my shoulders, get it off of me. Here, take it. And so it's just funny watching myself though, because I want it off so badly, but then it's still parts of me that are trying and like just like fighting to get it back. And it's so crazy when you start becoming an observer of yourself. And it's like, wow, you really want that back, huh? Why? Why do you want that? But we want that control. We feel better when it's in our hands. Like I said, I talked to y'all last week. We ain't got no control. We be thinking that we have control over stuff, but we don't. So you trying to figure out life and figure out what's going to happen and dictate your future and do all that stuff. And you just wasting time and energy. Let it go. Let it go. I ain't got time for it. I ain't got time for it. Just tell me what to do. It makes my life a whole lot easier. Just let me know where I'm supposed to go, what turns I'm supposed to make, what things I'm not supposed to do. And then that's it. That's it. I'm not doing it. So do not worry. Yes, yes, yes. Do not be afraid. Until now, you have asked nothing in my name. Ask and you will receive, that your joy may be full. Ask, y'all. Ask. And not only ask, and then we got to back it up with faith, not works. Not backing it up with works. We're backing it up with faith, right? And the thing is that I'm talking about physical work, because works, and what I did not know is that because when I thought about works, it was just physical, always just physical, physical, physical. And I didn't think faith was actual work, but faith is actual work. So that is the work that you can demonstrate and that you can show. And then the physical work, you just wait. Wait for the things that you're supposed to be doing. Wait for the guidance. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and comes down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow of turning. Y'all get into it. We've got a major goal right here. This is a major thing that we're stepping out and asking for. I want to connect to 39 million people of African descent to solve poverty. So we've got to have something major. And I'm just saying, look, what do? We ask, and then now, what are the things that we can do to support? What are the things that you can do to start showing faith that this is actually going to happen without us pushing for that to happen, right? If it's where this is what you want, what are the things that you can be doing to move in that direction? What are the things to be able to step out? You don't need to worry about where those 39 million people are going to come from, how you're going to meet them, where they're at. How are they going to even know? Is this going to work? Is this going to flop? Am I going to look crazy? Those aren't the things that we need to we don't need to worry about. The thing is that we already know that those 39 million people are out there. They're already there for your taking. It's probably more than 39 million. So we already know that people are taken care of. So now it's like, okay, Lord, how can I support you? How can I support you in what it is that you want to do in my life? Be careful of us robbing ourselves of the joy, peace that God has given us. Yes. Like when people talk about self-sabotage, that is real. That is real. And we do that. Like, honestly, a lot of us do this on a daily basis. And we don't even know that we're doing it because we're just catching a mood, because somebody did something that we don't like, because somebody disrespected us, somebody whatever it may be, like what you woke up on the wrong side of the bed because you went to bed thinking about something that caused you pain, and then you woke up with that same thing on your mind. So we do this often, but now we got to start catching the fact that you're robbing yourself. Nobody else. It's nobody else's fault. But we got to start looking and pointing it at us. It's not because that person didn't do what you wanted them to do. It's because now you are allowing that to now get you off track. You can only control you. You can only control your thoughts. You can only control your actions. What other people are doing, and that's the thing, is that you get mad at other people because they didn't act in the way in which you wanted them to act. What? They're their own person. You can't control them, but you can control how it affects you. Focusing on the wrong things will rob us of our peace in God. Yes. Be careful of the thoughts that we think. Put on the helmet of salvation. Cover your mind from bitter thoughts, unclean thoughts, thoughts of worry, doubt, and fear. God, we got to protect ourselves. And I love this. What is the Lord trying to teach us when those bad things happen, right? When those things are happening, what is it that He's trying to teach you? Just like that pain that I was saying that I would feel looking at our account, right? What in that moment, I'm feeling that pain. What is it that I should be learning here? There's several different lessons that were embedded in that. Is that one, I have resistance of. And then two is that I have fear of lack. And then three is that I am not fully in the, what do you say? Fully in the heart of faith, right? Of where I believe to the magnitude that I would want to believe. Like the thing is that these truths, the things that you, these lessons, the things that you're being open to and opened up to and made aware of, they aren't always the best things, I guess you can say. It's not the things that make you feel all warm and good inside. Those are things that you're just like, oh dang. So I lack faith, huh? Shit. Okay. Okay. So I mean, and then you take it and it's like, all right, so now that I know, what can I do? What can I do about this? Okay, so now I'm going to look at it more frequently. Now I'm going to start paying attention to our bank account. Now I'm going to start facing that fear. And then when I face that fear, guess what? I'm going to affirm that everything's taken care of. I'm going to say, oh my goodness, thank you for this money that we had. Man, oh my gosh, another month that we can take care of everything. Like, thank you for providing. Thank you. These are the things that I'm going to do now. This is what I can do to now when I'm facing that fear. So what can you do with the lessons that you're supposed to be learning in those times that those bad things are happening? So I'm glad that you caught it live. Look, I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're here. I was just asking the Lord what you're talking about yesterday on point. And he's been talking all morning. Hey, I asked him to be here, man. I asked him. He will bring us through those things, through the valley, through the fire, through the flood. Give him praise. Yes, all the time. And affirm this by faith. Yes, we always have that support team in every area of our lives. Look, I'm telling you. And this is the God is seeing if you're going to be obedient to what he said, do, and not question him. These are the things I'm telling you, man. We gotta be there. We gotta be there. We gotta pay attention. And we gotta ask. So open your mouth, ask. Don't shut the door. Leave the door open, right? For him to communicate with you and you communicate with him. Allow time for you to do that. Allow time for you to sit and listen. Allow time for you to be still and seek direction. And if you don't get direction, then don't fret. Don't worry. Don't sit there and be like, oh my gosh, things are going to fall apart. We don't need to stress about it. If you didn't get direction, then your only thing is to be still. And start paying attention to yourself and your feelings and your emotions and the things that are going through your mind when you are in that still period. Because a lot of times we're led to be still for that. These are the things, like in every moment you have to start asking, what can I learn from this? What can you learn from that moment of being still? Oh, you're uncomfortable. Okay, you're uncomfortable. Why are you uncomfortable? Oh, why are you worried? Oh, because you don't. This is how you get to where you need to be. This is how you dig deep. This is how you do that inner work. This is where you start. This is where you continue. This is where you're going to keep going. But start questioning everything. Question everything. What you're thinking, what the movements that you're making, the things that you're doing, all of that. So when you're sitting still, those are the moments. Pay attention to what it is that you're feeling. Pay attention to where you're going. Pay attention to just pay attention. All right. So we are over time. Okay. So I am going to close out now. All right. This has been good. I told God I was feeling the chills. I definitely learned from this. It was a word for me. And I hope that there's something that you can take and apply it directly to y'all's lives, wherever you are in this journey. And just knowing that everything's good, all is well, everything's going to be taken care of. The things that you're asking for, they're on the way. So start preparing for them. Start preparing as if God came down and wrote it on the wall, or you had a big fat promise of just like, look, this is what's going to happen. He looked you eye to eye. As soon as those words left your lips, he looked you eye to eye. Even if you need to ask for confirmation, honey, don't be afraid to do that. Ask for confirmation. If you need it, ask for it. But I'm telling you, when you get that confirmation, then act. Act Act as if it is already happening. Act as if you're preparing for that thing. And I promise you, you are going to see it. It is going to happen. Okay? It's happening. All right. So I hope that you guys have a fantastic week. And I will see you guys next week. Same time, same place. We'll be here. All right? Have an amazing day.